this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I am so excited to have with me Vera Thomas. How are you today?
I am blessed. How are you? I'm so grateful to be here.
Well, I'm equally grateful to have you here with me today. I have followed you in different regards and have heard some of your powerful presentations, some of your wonderful poems, and I am just inspired by everything that you're doing.
Aww.
And can't wait for the audience to be able to learn more about Vera Thomas today here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So thank you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Vera, also make sure if you haven't, whenever we take a quick 30-second little break here to give everyone a chance to invite your friends, your family, your coworkers into today's broadcast, go ahead and share it from my personal page over to your friends as well to allow them the opportunity to be a part of today's discussion. Today, we're talking with Vera Thomas, and we're going to be talking about 13 ways to riches. And so you're going to walk away with some great strategies and tips that will take away any excuses about what may be hindering you from reaching your true potential when it comes to riches. Okay. And so you're in for a wonderful treat right now, everyone. If you would, let me know where you're visiting in from as you come into the virtual studio audience. And also be sure to tag about 10 folks right now. We only have 30 seconds. Now, 30 seconds goes by real quick, Vera, for whatever.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So go ahead and tag your friends now. It never fails. Because I actually have to go to my page.
Yes, and that's what I was doing as well.
It's only like a few people every time, and I'm like, come on, Kim, you should already have the page up. So anyway, Vera Thomas, everyone, she is a life coach, a speaker, trainer, mediator, and a poet. Producer of a weekly podcast radio show, The Vera Thomas Show. She has worked with individuals, companies, and nonprofit organizations, schools, and churches engaging youth and adults. Vera is available for companies who want to transform their teams or for families who want to transform their lives. Welcome, Vera Thomas, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you, Kim Jacobs, for having me here. I follow you too, and I just love your spirit. Oh, and that video that you did when you were just praising God. Oh my God, that just filled my heart.
Awesome!
It filled my heart.
Well, I am so glad because I want to be a light in the world of darkness, and I really will let my light continue to shine in every opportunity that I get that God blesses me with. So today we're going to be talking about riches, but I want you to take us back and tell us, you had a pretty interesting childhood, and I read through some of your story, but our viewers today would never know some of the things that you've experienced throughout your childhood. Would you tell us what kind of transpired to create who you are today?
Well, I grew up with absolutely no confidence, no self-esteem. I was bullied and ridiculed and made fun of, told things like, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're fat, you're ugly, you're nothing, you'll never be anything. And so for a long time, I would ask God, why was I born? What is my purpose? Because I didn't know. I mean, it's with going through all of these things. And when I was 10 years old, I wondered why I was, treated a little different from my siblings. I'm the oldest. And so when I was 10, my mother, she shared with me that my father, the man I've been calling dad, was not my dad. And so I had these questions. Well, who is my dad? Where's my dad? I want to see my dad and all this stuff. And my mother was a first lady, of the church, and she was the epitome of a first lady. And she always taught us, if you can't say anything good about a person, don't say anything at all. So even in regards to my own dad, she said to me, well, he was an electrician, he was intelligent, he served in the military, but he was an alcoholic. And that was the end of the conversation. But she left him because of that.
Okay.
And so when I graduated from high school, I went to look for him. And I went to my mother's family, got there, and before they could take me, they kept promising me every day, I'm going to take you to see your dad. I'm going to take you to see your dad. But before they did, they introduced me to a friend of theirs, and we went on a date. This was a big guy, at least 6'6", big guy. And I'm 5'1".
Okay.
And so
you're petite over there, petite.
Yeah, over him. And so we went on a date to the movies. We get back to his vehicle. We're sitting in front of the house. Screen doors open, screen windows up, and he raped me. And I cried and went in the house, and my clothes were all tattered, and they didn't believe me. And so because it was their friend. And so I immediately left and went back home and didn't find my dad. So 5 years later, my mother passed. And I went back to look for my dad. This time, my best friend and I went directly to the city that he lived in. We got there. I met my grandmother for the first time and met some other family, but found that the year I was looking for him is the year he died. So never met him. I know. So I read the thing that really impacted me, having no confidence and no self-esteem. I read a book called The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. And that book changed my life. And I started falling asleep at night saying, I'm confident, because I wanted this confidence that this book talked about. And it also talked about stepping out of your comfort zone. And you know how we go on elevators and everybody's standing and looking at the numbers? Well, I wanted this confidence so bad that it talked about outside of your comfort zone. So I said, the door opens for the elevator. And instead of just walking in, I was like, hi, how you doing? And of course, people thought I was crazy, but I wanted to step out of my comfort zone. Totally crazy. And they smiled and they said hi, you know. But that was one of the things the book talked about. And so being able to encourage, and writing poetry, I started writing as a method of encouraging myself, you know. And now I share, of course, with others to help uplift and encourage them.
That's a blessing. That is a blessing. I'm really sorry that so many things had to happen in your journey for you to even be able to have this level of confidence and power and authenticity with you. But obviously God knew some things that were going to be transpiring in your life and that you would get to the other side. So I am grateful, very grateful to have you here today.
Thank you.
So now when you came into the knowledge of the truth, because you actually came to yourself to realize that this is part of your purpose. You said you were asking God for, what is your purpose? What is your passion? And so you decided that this is what it's going to be. What made you passionate specifically about helping families and companies identify these transformation steps?
Well, the first thing that happened, one of the jobs that I had, okay, it's a long story.
We have a whole hour. Talk as much as you want.
Okay. Well, the first thing, I was really, I had a lot of, after high school, I had different jobs and excelled on those jobs. And it's interesting because my first full-time job was with Goodwill Industries as a receptionist. And then I was promoted to PR, the personnel assistant. And then I was promoted to work with the disabled people that were coming there. And I developed, after my job, after work, I developed a program called To Look Nice is to Feel Nice. And I developed this program for the clients that were coming in. And that was my first beginnings, but I still didn't know what my purpose was. And I went to Los Angeles. I started college, and then I wanted to go to Los Angeles, so I dropped out of school. But I became the first Black president of student government at the school, that was a great thing. And so
Yeah.
then I went to Los Angeles, and that's when I recognized that relationship with the Lord, because I was working in Los Angeles and I had to catch the bus to go back home. And this particular day, the bus driver missed my stop because he was angry with someone that had gotten on the bus prior to. And as you know, in Los Angeles, the blocks are ridiculous. And so he missed my stop. I have to cross the street, and on the other side of the street was a parking lot. And so as I'm crossing the street, a car full of guys are coming up this way. And instead of them continuing on their way, they started following me in this parking lot. And I started reciting the 23rd Psalm. So I was like, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And as I'm reciting this, they hit something and couldn't move any further. So I started running and saying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And so that's when I recognized, growing up in the church, you hear scriptures, you hear songs, you hear all that stuff. But until you have a relationship yourself, you don't know. And so that was the beginning of me really recognizing, oh my God, he's there. He's there. He's with me.
Yes.
And so shortly after that, I had to come back home. My mother was in remission when I went to Los Angeles. And 7 months after I got there, and things happened to me in terms of 7 months after I got there, she got sick again, and I came back home. 7 months after I got back home, she did pass. But within that 7 months, in July, it was the 7th month in 77. I was offered 7 jobs, which ranged between $7,000 and $17,000 a year.
Okay, and so 7s are in your life. Huh?
7s are in my life. And so the job that I took, they required that we go to a 3-day seminar called Adventures and Attitudes.
Okay.
And the presenter was so bubbly and so enthusiastic, and something hit me in my belly, and it's like, oh my God. I went up to her and I was like, I want to do what you do. And she became my mentor. And that's how I got involved in really doing trainings and things of that nature. I got certified in prepackaged programs. Now, at the time, I didn't have a degree. So I did eventually go back. I got my degree in psychology and then my master's in organizational management. And I was well on my way, and I was excited. But then we have these detours and winding roads and wrong turns. And so that's a part of the chapter that I wrote for the first of the 13th series that will be the book.
Excellent. Now, wait 1 minute, because some people are saying there's some technical difficulties. I told you we had a lot of storms here in our area, very bad storms yesterday throughout the night. So can you all hear me okay? Because I see someone saying that you can't hear. And so I want to make sure that you can hear me. Let's see. Technical difficulties. No audio, Kim. Let's see. All right. I want to make sure we don't go through the entire broadcast with people not being able to hear. So can anyone hear me? You can hear me just fine. Okay, Shannon, you backstage said you can hear fine. Okay. Oh, you can hear me, Pastor Blessed. Okay. All right, everybody. Okay. Thank you so much, Cheryl Cook, too. Listen, those are some mother dreamers. Y'all ain't playing. Y'all like the mother dreamers are here. They like, we here. We got you, Kim. We got you. All right. Vera.
Yeah.
I am excited about your journey. I'm excited about the power that God has given you, because like you say, you started reciting the 23rd Psalm, and you didn't know that you had the level of power that was residing on the inside of you, but it halted the press of what was happening. And so I'm excited about all of that. I want people, as we prepare to transition, to hear some of the tips that you're going to share with our viewers today about how they can obtain wealth, riches in their own personal lives, because we all may know how we can do it individually, but to come on the show today and for you to share these tips is going to be life-changing for people. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to learn more about Snow Legal. Snow Legal, guys, I am encouraging you, if you have not reached out to the Snow Legal group with attorney Kenneth D. Snow, that you do so and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. They're going to give you a free consultation, which is exciting because not everywhere does that. And also they're going to share whether they'll be able to take care of your needs. Recently, he just won a big case. I'm going to put his information up, Snow Legal Group, 704-358-0026. You can also email them at info@snowlegal.com. They just won a really big case with a man that had been wrongfully accused of murder and had been spent 5 years away from his family. And recently they had a big win and was able to reunite the man back with his family. And that's just one incident. But I just want to commend Snow Legal Group and thank them for being one of today's episode sponsors. And we're going to learn more about them right now.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone. And we are back with Vera Thomas, who's going to talk to us about how to obtain some riches in our lives. So Vera, where do you want to start?
Well, first I want to say, I don't want to mislead anybody.
Okay.
I'm working on getting there.
You know what? So I'm glad you said that. And I want to interrupt you because there are some people that lead by already being there. There are some people that lead and say, hey, come on this journey with me. I'm heading there. And then there are some people that just say, this is the information I'm sharing. I'm learning it and I'm giving it to you as well. And we're going together. This is kind of similar to the second one. But I love your transparency and thank you for sharing that on today.
Yes, because I don't want anyone to think, oh, she's rich already.
That's okay. We can learn from everything.
Yes, and I feel so honored that I am a part of this 13 series, 13 Steps to Riches. And the very first one is desire.
All right. This is the cover of the book, y'all. 13 Steps to Riches Special Edition. Desire, Habitude Warrior, Volume 1. Okay.
Yes. Desire. Having that burning desire and having felt that when I saw this facilitator and knowing, okay, and then asking God, it's like, okay, Lord, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? And I had an opportunity to do training with these young people that were a part of Metropolitan Housing. And I did that training for them. And that Saturday, I'm standing in my bedroom, and I'm like, okay, Lord, is this really what I'm supposed to do? And that day in the mail, I got all these letters from these kids telling me what impact they had from my presentation. And that was when I just started crying. It's like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Thank you, Lord. Okay. And so then getting involved with Becky, well, actually, it was as a result of being involved with her, and then getting involved with going into companies and organizations and doing trainings and getting my degree and all that stuff. So that burning desire. But sometimes we have detours, winding roads, and wrong turns. And so my chapter starts with this poem. And I just want to encourage your listening audience. Never give up on your dreams. Never, no matter what. Never give up. So what I want to say to you is hold fast to your dreams. Even if at times it seems it may never come true, living your dream will depend on you. The roads that we take, the paths that we choose are necessary to live our dreams through. There may be detours, winding roads, and wrong turns, all in which are lessons to be learned. As your journey unfolds, you'll realize your goals. What a beautiful story soon to be told. So hold fast to your dreams. And in order for your dreams to become a reality, You got to take action. Things will happen. Persist and you will gain. Pursue your goals day by day. Your life will not be the same. Dream dreams without hesitation. Visualize them, see them every day. Feel the excitement, exaltation while you're on your way. So that's the beginning of my chapter.
Wow. If that is going to already take you on a roller coaster ride, then please put a 5 in the comments. If you know that if that's the beginning of the chapter, what you can expect and anticipate on this 13 steps to riches, put a 5 in the comment section. Wow. I love it, Vera. I love it. Okay. So right now we have some tips that you have put up. One is, let me put that one up here. One is desire.
Yeah.
Let me put us back equal here. Okay, so desire. And then number 2, you have.
Number 2 is having faith. That faith. And I have completed my my chapter for that book, Faith. And I also started that one with a poem as well.
Okay, you can say as many poems as you want. You are very poetic. Number 2, having faith. What's your poem for that?
And this talks about God being in control. So God is in control. Get out of the way. This is what he wants to say. God is in control. He is the lamp unto our feet. We must concede he is a light unto our path. Only what we do for him will last. God is in control. We must acknowledge our role, which is to walk the path he has ordered our steps to take. On our own, we may have anxiety, depression, headaches, and mistakes. We may experience mental stress when we rely on ourselves, when we succumb to our realms. God is not a God that he would lie. His word is the answer where we must abide. His word is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His word is here to eliminate pressure. The joy of the Lord is our strength. Peace, be still without restraint. We are transformed by the renewing of our minds. It's in his word where we find the answers to whatever may come our way.
That is awesome.
We have but to ask when we pray, believing he always, always, always makes a way. No matter what, come what may. He did not promise a road without challenge, heartaches, or sorrow. He promised to be there with us yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Put your trust in him whom is able to keep us from falling. Faith in his word. Hear him calling all of us to let him control. Be a light, have mercy, do justice, have faith. Those are our roles.
Wow. Outstanding. Outstanding. You have all of this poem in your head.
Well, that one was not in my head. I have a lot in my head, but
that's okay. In your head, in your heart, in your pocketbook, wherever. The point is, that is some incredible, inspiring information. So number 2, everybody, is having faith. Having faith.
Yes, and trusting. Sometimes we hear a still small voice. Some people have visions and dreams. The Lord speaks to me through his word. And I have learned that when I have especially major decisions, I go to his word. And I remember when I was in Los Angeles, I went there married. And my ex-husband was abusive. I left him when my son he attacked me in front of my son when my son was 3 months old. And at that point, I said, I am not raising a child like this. And so I raised my son as a single mom from the time he was 6 months. Now, while in Los Angeles, my dreams were deferred. They were detoured. There was a wrong turn. And so, but while in Los Angeles, the day I got ready to leave Los Angeles, I was offered a job. And at that point, I said to them, I'm leaving. I'm walking out the door. They begged me to stay. And at that point, I got my Bible and I said, Lord, show me through your word what I should do. And when I opened it, it said, go home to thy friends and tell them what great things the Lord has done for you and how he's had compassion upon you. And that's what took me back to Ohio. Now, the plan was to only be there no more than 2 years because I don't like Ohio. It's cold.
It's cold. It is cold.
Yes. But he had me stay there for 25 years.
Wow.
Every single time I went to the word about leaving, he said, stay where you are.
Wow.
For 25 years. Now, within that 25 years, that was my winding road.
Okay.
I went back to school, got my degree. I was able to buy a house. I got involved with the Fatherhood Initiative. I was working with kids. I had an after school program that ran from 2004 until 2012. So there were a lot of things that the Lord enabled me to do. But obedience, I just want to say obedience is better than sacrifice. When God tells you to do something, do it.
That's right.
If he tells you to stay, stay. And I remember even getting confirmation because there was a point in time when I wanted to go to Florida. My brother lives there. And we went there to celebrate his 50th birthday a few years ago. And while there, I'm thinking, okay, just let me kind of fill out some things and see about this. And that Tuesday when I was there, it was dropped in my spirit. This is not where you're supposed to be. That Wednesday, Marvin Sapp was at my brother's church and he preached and he sang. But he looked at me. It was as if he was looking directly at me.
Right.
And he said, sometimes the Lord wants you to stay where you are.
Interesting. So
that was confirmation.
That's right.
And so he kept me there. And then back in 2011, both of my sisters were diagnosed with cancer at the same time. One in Ohio and the other in Kentucky.
Right.
And I was going back and forth between the two. And so I remember coming back from Kentucky, picking up my Bible, and I just said, Lord, is it time? And when I opened the Bible on both sides, it said, go.
Right.
I didn't really trust it because for 25 years he said, stay. And so a couple of days later, I'm sitting on my bed and I was like, okay, Lord, I know you said that I could go.
Right.
But can you please confirm that this is what I am to do?
Right.
And when I opened the Bible, yes.
Right.
When I opened the Bible, it said, pack your bags.
So the word of God is talking directly to you.
I'm telling you. And that's why this faith chapter is so important, because knowing that it's not about us, and it's not, he is our light. He is our lamp. He is our guide. He is our everything.
That's right.
And we need to trust that.
That's good. That's really good. We put the contact information for Vera Thomas right in the comment sections for you all to be able to see. When I put it up, it's going to go over our faces. When I put it up, it's going to go right over our faces. So I don't want you to be alarmed if you see that happening. But here goes. Okay. It's 330-265-0999. Her email is instillinggreatness1117@gmail.com. And you can also follow her on her YouTube channel as well. And all of the information, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of it's there for you to be able to stay connected with Vera Thomas, which is a woman to know. And so as we're talking through some of these tips today, if you all have questions about any of the things that she's already shared, or you have questions for her as our guest today, feel free to pop them in the comment section. audience participation is so important. So please
It
make
is.
sure you chime in. Let me go back and see some of the comments that's already come in. I see you, June Griffith. She said, good morning, all the way from Brooklyn, New York. Glad to have you. And Barbara said, excited to see my cousin Vera on the program today. Much.
Hi, Barb.
Yes. All right. Vaughn said, greetings from this fabulous Monday, and glad to have you as well. I see all of the mother dreamers saying that you can hear me, and I appreciate you. And thank you so much. Okay, we got you. We got you. Pastor Bliss has said that is cool. Everything that she is saying. You are rich, Pastor Bliss has said. She said, you are rich, just waiting your manifestation.
Amen. I claim it. I claim it. I claim it.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Desire. June Griffiths is typing some of the comments that you've actually shared. And I love when a studio audience member retypes what the guest is saying, because that lets me know that you're taking these as notes yourself to be able to apply them to your personal lives. And so please feel free to type any of the comments that our guest is sharing today. All right. So we're going to keep on going. What other tips you have? Having faith was what you was just sharing as well.
Yes.
What's
And
another tip you want to share?
The other one that he talks about is auto-suggestion, which is that self-talk. Auto-suggestion.
Okay.
Which is self-talk. And being able to mindset is so important. We can think ourselves into happiness, misery, or pain. And we need to be able to understand that our thoughts become things, and we are what we think about all day long. So that self-talk is so important. And, you know, me saying, I'm confident early on. And I remember, this is a perfect story. One of the things that I did after my ex-husband and I split, I knew that I had to start all over again, building my confidence and self-esteem. Because when you are in an abusive situation, you lose all that stuff. But then I realized I was not only needing to build this confidence and self-esteem for myself, but I had to instill it in my son as well. And so one of the things that I did, I had on my bathroom mirror an affirmation that said, I am talented, intelligent, and creative. And I had my son say that from the time he was a toddler all the way up through middle school. Good. In middle school, he actually sang, I Believe I Could Fly at a school assembly. And people were crying in the audience. Afterwards, parents and teachers came up to me and said, your son, Miles, he's so talented, he's so creative, he's so intelligent. So the very thing I was instilling in him was the very thing that other people saw in him and actually spoke back to him. And so I'm saying to you, as you're doing this self-talk and sharing who you are to yourself, other people are going to see it and they're going to claim it with you.
That's right. That's right.
You know, it's amazing how that works, but it works. And one of the things with my trainings and what have you, I would always, especially when I was doing like 3-week trainings I had one program where I was working with 9 custodial fathers. Then I had another where I was doing outplacement training. But this one particular one, with the fathers and any trainings that I do, I always start with them choosing one affirmation that they're going to concentrate on for the 3 weeks of the program. And so there was a young man that got up to introduce himself, and he was shaking like a leaf. I mean, he was so nervous. So his affirmation was, I am confident and secure in social situations. So he started saying that over and over and over again. At the end of the graduation, his family came and they were like, what happened? He is a different person. He has changed. Thoughts are things. And once you speak it, you know, life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
Let me say that again. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And what we say is what we get. And that's why changing those negative tapes, and that's why what we say to children is so important. You know, and in complimenting kids and then hearing
Right.
a parent say, "Oh, he's so bad."
That's
No,
ridiculous.
no. You say, "Thank you." You tell that child, "You see, you're such a good child. You're a beautiful person." You got to speak life into your children.
That's
You got
right.
to speak life
That's
into your
right.
families. You got to speak life into yourself.
Mm. I thought you were gonna say more. I'm like,
You know, I
cliffhanger.
mean,
It's
oh
like
my
you gotta speak life
goodness.
into your children. You gotta speak life into your family. You gotta speak life into yourself.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say some more. I was like, I love it. Speak life. Speak life
Speak life.
in all
Speak,
the situations. I'm so
yes.
excited about
Speak
it.
life. Speak life.
Listen, if you want to join us on today's broadcast, feel free. All you have to do is, first of all, stay connected with Vera right on Instagram and on Twitter. We put those in the comments section as well. So that way you know how to reach her on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to come on to the episode with us, I put the link right in the comments section. It's going to bring you right here now. So don't get confused. When you come on here, you'll be front and center on the show. So make sure you know if you click on that link, we'd love to have you from the virtual studio audience to pop right on here with us. We're talking with Vera Thomas today about 13 steps to riches and how we can obtain wealth. And she's going on this journey herself and want to impart that wisdom to us. And when we come back, we're going to hear more from her about her journey. We're going to hear about a fatherhood initiative that she's done with the Father's Walk. I really want everybody to hear about that as well. And we'll hear some more tips as well. So make sure that you all stay seated and make sure you tag some more friends. Listen, if you don't have Silver Shield Security, I'm encouraging you to get it today. Silver Shield Security, they offer state-of-the-art equipment and very cutting edge stuff that they're doing with these door cameras, night vision cameras, you name it. I love it. And I have it personally, but I also recommend that you reach out to them and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Let's learn more about Silver Shield Security right now.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone. Again, we're back with Vera Thomas and Silver Shield Security. When you reach out to them, let them know that Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. 704-440-4688, or you can go to their website, silvershield-security.com, and you'll have great customer service. All right. So Vera, tell us about the Father's Walk. You spearheaded a Father's Walk recently. What is it and how can people get involved?
Well, this was back when I was in Ohio. And what happened, the minister of the church I belonged to, he was actually the founder of the Fatherhood Initiative in Summit County.
Okay.
And so Cleveland contacted him about the Father's Walk. And this was back in 2008.
Okay.
And he contacted me and said, Vera, you got 3 weeks and I need you to pull this Father's Walk together.
Okay.
And so I was able to get 17 schools to participate. 500 dads brought their kids to school that first year. The second year, we had 2,400 dads that brought their kids to school. There was a father that was in the military and he came from Tacoma, Washington. Wow. Just to take his child to school that year. And there was news coverage and everything.
Yeah.
On that.
It's like 10,000, up to 10,000 dads started.
Yes. Yeah, by the end. And then we had the third one, we had about 4,000 dads. Then the fifth one, we had about 6,000 dads. And then the last one that I did just before moving to Kentucky, there were about 10,000 dads that took their kids to school over a 5-county area. And I mean, to see these kids just beaming because their dads were there with them. And then the school would talk to the fathers about how they could be more engaged in their children's lives. And then the fathers would stay and talk among themselves. It was just a beautiful, beautiful experience.
It
And
really sounds amazing. And then you said it was an effort to change systemic attitudes and behaviors towards fathers and family court, child support, and children's services. What tell me?
what we did, we ended up, and this was in collaboration with the National Fatherhood Initiative. And
Good.
so we came down, they came down, and we did assessments of child support, family court, and children's services. As a result of that assessment, it was very clear that none of those agencies are father friendly. So then we did focus groups where we involved every sector of the community to talk about the fathers and father initiative. Then we did a summit. And as a result of that summit, there were action plans established. And what happened as a result of all that work, the family court, children's services, and child support put a father advocate in their facility.
Oh my God.
In order to really be more supportive of dads.
So you're making some serious change. This is something that you can take before Congress. This is huge.
It was huge. It was huge. And so that was when I was in Ohio. And I really believe that's one of the reasons the Lord said, stay where you are.
Right.
You know, I mean, when I look back and on all the times that I wanted to leave, but he had a job for me to do there.
Yes.
You know, and so I am grateful that I have that experience. And also one of the other things, when dealing with racial issues, I was a part of a 7-person group where we did town hall meetings. The first one was regarding law enforcement. And so we had the sheriffs from all of the different counties and police, and then the community came and they addressed the issue of the police brutality and all the other things that were happening at the time. We also did one on education. And because it just, there's a lot, systemic racism exists in every area of our lives. It exists. And so we were able to look at that from education, also health, and race, as well as the law enforcement. And being involved in that kind of stuff was also just very empowering, and also very for me to be able to help other people see themselves and see where they're at on the continuum of racism, because there is a continuum of racism. And so seeing where you are and knowing that it's not a head thing, it's a heart thing.
It's a heart thing.
It's a heart thing. You gotta look inside yourself. Scripture says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Right. And so often people aren't giving love to other people because they don't have love for themselves.
That's right.
You can't love other people if you don't love yourself. Period.
That's right. Pastor Clarissa said, speak life. Woman, speak life. She didn't call you woman, but I'm just adding that. She said, speak life. Okay.
Yes.
And my Aunt Jenny is on, and she said, good morning. Good morning to you, Aunt Jenny. Glad to have you in the studio audience today. And she's watching you, Vera. All right. She's a part of the Guiding Lights. They sing and travel around the country.
Oh, awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Vera, okay, so wow, you've spearheaded some pretty phenomenal things, and you said that's the past, and I get that you're saying that, but I'm sure that can be, I don't know what number 7 needs to resurface in your life for that to be confirmation for you. You work in numbers of 7, y'all. That's what she said. She said that she deals in numbers of 7. That's how God deals with her and ministers to her. Don't y'all think we should put a 7 in the comments? Just to her that fatherhood initiative is very important, right? And you never know, that might just be something that God stir back up in his spirit. I'm not saying
I am, because he's given me that ability to do and he allowed me the experience. I would be more than honored to work with communities where fathers are concerned, because
Fathers are concerned nationwide.
it's
That's what I'm saying. And I know you got, your poetry and your 13 steps to riches, and you traveling doing the power up summits, and you're this dynamic, wonderful speaker and life transformation coach and all that stuff. But I'm going to tell you that the fathers, and I'm coaching you right now, of course, like the Fatherhood Initiative nationwide, and you doing what you're doing to help them fathers be involved in their children's lives, that just brings a certain joy that's priceless. So I'm excited that you shared that today on the show. Yes, I see some sevens. I see any sevens pop on, and let us know if you think that Vera should definitely check into that a little bit more. I see you, mommy. So glad to have you on today. Any sevens, pop them on. All right, so Vera, we're going to take another commercial break, but when we come back, we want to hear some more tips on what you believe it would take for us to be able to obtain more riches in our lives. And we know we're going on a journey with you, and I love the transparency. You're like, hey, everybody, don't think I'm the person that already has all these riches. This is what I'm learning to obtain them too.
Yeah.
And that's what Vera Thomas shared with us here on the show. So we're going on this journey with you, but we're learning from you today. So thank you so much. I see you, June Griffith, as well. Hey, I love your profile picture too, June. And June is one of our online financial contributors here at the Kim Jacobs Show. So without her support and the support of many of you all, the show could not thrive, because we are striving to bring balance to this world, one household at a time. And so the only way we can do that is through support and sponsors like yourselves that believe in the program, that subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show, and that help make a difference and support it in different ways. So I do put up there right throughout the whole thing down there, you can see it scrolling, how you can support the Kim Jacobs Show in any way, shape, or form that would help us be able to partner together to bring balance to this world. And as we're bringing balance, I think it's important to know too that there are going to be some seasons in our lives that look like we're out of balance, but really, we're really not out of balance. We're in God's will at that particular season of our lives.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm writing a whole book on it, and I'll tell you more about it when the book is released. All right, everybody, let's learn more right now about Hunter Everidge Law Firm. There are people that need help with Social Security, disability, with SSI. You may have workers' compensation, or you may be dealing with a wrongful death of a loved one. If you are in the Charlotte or in the Richmond, Virginia area, reach out to Hunter Everidge Law Firm and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Let's learn more about them now. We're going to come back with some more tips from Vera Thomas right after this break.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everidge, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone, and we are back with Vera Thomas, who's talking to us today about how to obtain some riches in our lives. So, Vera, tell us some more tips that you'd like to share with us today.
Well, the next key is knowledge. Now, when looking at knowledge, we can obtain knowledge formally, but we also obtain knowledge through our experiences. And Scripture says, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who giveth liberally and upbraideth not. Yeah. So we can get our wisdom through the Spirit, through God. But Napoleon Hill talks about knowledge and the fact that some knowledge is formal and some is not. And so understanding, having that specialized knowledge in what it is that you're doing, experience has to be a part of it. Yeah. You can have all the book sense in the world. You can have all the degrees in the world. But if you don't have that experience behind those degrees, then your message may not be full.
That's correct.
Lack of a better word. It just may not be full. It may be half based on what you've learned. But it's also a matter of what you know from your own experiences.
I love it. I love it. So knowledge is going to be extremely important as we're going on our journey to obtain riches in our lives, and developing our own experiences that we can talk to people from an experience-based place. So the best way to be able to share something is if you say, look, girl, I done did this. I done been through this. And I'm telling you what I had to deal with in my time frame. Because anything that you've experienced in your childhood, Vera, that you now can say to young ladies that may be going on a date with someone that they think that they're trusting and having a good relationship, and then here the outcome can sometimes be what happened with you. What advice would you give a young lady just that could never have predicted that could even happen to them?
Right, because I that just was a state of shock for me. So what I would encourage young people to do, first of all, get to know who you are dealing with, and second, if it's a first date, you don't want to go by yourself. I mean, especially if you are in a strange town, or and you don't know anyone. And also always let people know where you're going, who you're with, and all of that information, so that if by chance something happens, at least people know, well, this is where she said she was going.
And you can share your location now too.
Yes, you can. Yes.
So you can share your location with people, and it's not need to be a secret. Whenever you get ready to go somewhere with somebody for the first time, you don't know that person like that.
Exactly. So definitely make sure that your location, where you are, is on your phone. There's an app where you can actually ping family.
It's Life 360. I heard about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Life 360 is some of my family members was telling me about it actually, and they all use it. They're avid users of it. So
yes, sure. I strongly encourage it. And be confident in yourself. And when you say no and you mean no, then that's it. No is no.
Right.
And I just want to encourage you, to just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of who you're dealing with, because I didn't know this guy, and I was basing my information on him being a friend of the family.
Which is the family you didn't even know anyway, because you're coming to trying to learn about the family. So everybody's new to you in that particular case. But you still were trusting enough to give the benefit of the doubt. And I don't know, some people, I can only speak for myself. When you talk from a knowledge or experience based situation, I'm probably, I would say probably closer to the paranoid side, because I'm like, you have my own people. So you don't know. I don't know you. And even the ones I think I know, I don't know them.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that a whole different story? Because there are people that you think you know with everything within you, and then you still find out stuff that you be like, that cannot possibly be the case. Because I 100%, not even 99.9, I 100% thought I know that person or that situation, and it still be something that just blows your mind. You know?
Yes. Absolutely.
So it's bizarre. Okay, but listen, if you've ever experienced anything like this and you want to report it, or you know that you are experiencing it now, then make sure that you reach out. There's a national sexual assault hotline. It's 1-800-656-4673, and speak your truth and let it be known so that you can get the help that you need. Definitely don't just let it get swept under the rug. If there's any way to prevent it in your life, then make sure that you utilize that number. Vera, you are also a talk show host. Tell us about your show.
I interview different people, just like what you're doing. I want to be like Kim Jacobs.
Oh, please. I want to be like Vera Thomas. Oh, my goodness. Listen, there's room for all of us to be able to use our gifts and our talents. And I am honored when another talk show host comes onto the show and shares your expertise with us. So thank you for being here today. Tell us about your show.
I've had some interesting guests. One of the things I want to be able to talk about our societal condition. I want to be able to talk about, I want to share people that are doing things in the community, as well as their businesses and things of that nature. I had one of my shows, I actually had youth entrepreneurs. There's a mom, she's called the mompreneur. She has 6 children, and all of them have their own business. all of them.
Wow.
The youngest is 8 years old, and so I had the 8-year-old, 11-year-old, 13-year-olds on with me and her. But they all have their own businesses, and so I want to encourage parents to really tap in to the gifts that their children have, and you can pick up on those gifts, and early on, you can see how your children are gravitating towards certain things, and you want to cultivate that and enhance that and build on that, and so that was one of the shows. I had an 18-year-old that was on the show with them, and her whole thing is teaching her peers about being credit worthy, and just an awesome young person.
Good.
I mean, and so that was one of my shows, and then I had a guest that really, her story needs to be a book, because she's been through so much, from being a police officer to being a criminal, and then and now she's working with, she has her own nonprofit dealing with addictions, and she needs to be on your show.
I welcome her to come. I welcome anybody you recommend to come on the show. Please know that they will be an automatic guest. Okay.
So
just so you know.
Awesome. Well, I will definitely give her your information, because her story needs to be told. How her life has turned around, and now she's helping other addicts and people that are in crises. Just phenomenal. But anyway, that's the kind of show that I have. And of course, poetry is always a part of what I do. And so it's incorporated in my show. And if I'm not doing it, I have had other poets come on and just let them go, and just share what
and where can people see your show?
It's on Facebook, I have the Vera Thomas Show page, and it's also a part of, it's called DJ Grady Baby Radio. And the reason for that name is he was born at Grady Hospital. And so, so he's taken that, and it's DJ Grady Baby Radio. And also, if anyone is interested in that poem, Hold Fast to Your Dreams, they can get that at instillinggreatness.com.
Okay. Then what day is your show on Facebook too?
It's on Tuesdays at 7 p.m.
On Tuesday, I want to make sure we type that. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to make sure you all know how you can see Vera on her show on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock p.m. You can go to the Vera Thomas Show on Facebook, and you will be able to officially support her show and see her wonderful guests that come on. And then also you can get the poem that she's referring to right at and I have all of the contact information right here, but it's instillinggreatness.com. .com, instillinggreatness.com. And we're going to put that singly too. So you instillinggreatness.com to get the poem.
Right. But I'm offering the poem. I also did an audio version of the poem. And I also have a book. I was involved in a prayer retreat, and I compiled a book of prayers and affirmations for healing of the body, mind, and soul. And so I'm offering that as well.
That's there too. And
yeah.
Okay, so listen, everybody, if you go to instillinggreatness.com, you have so many great gifts that Vera Thomas is going to share with you just by being in the studio audience here on the Kim Jacobs Show. You don't want to miss this opportunity to get some of those gifts and pick them right up at instillinggreatness.com. How incredible it is for her to be sharing that information. And also, I want you all to know that here on the Kim Jacobs Show, we have people that have graduated from our 4 and 8 week course. We have a masterclass that's offered, and I have had multiple people like Nikki George, which has the Eyewitness Show. She said she's witnessed some things. You've witnessed some things. So it's called the Eyewitness Show. Angeline Hill, and she's the host of Sip and Chat with Angeline. She's graduated from the program, Pastor Perry Hill, and he assists his wife, Sip and Chat with Angeline. And I've had Dr. Yolanda Jerry graduate. She has the Dr. Yolanda Jerry Show. And it's been some great guests that have come, because all of us have stories to tell. So I encourage you, if you have not looked into our 4 and 8 week masterclass, go to kimjacobsconsulting.com and make sure you look into the class, because it is something that gives you the opportunity to share your story with the rest of the world, or at least improve your presentation skills online. It doesn't have to just be about having a show, but you can actually improve your presentation skills if you like to learn how to do that. I've had a show for 13 years, been on PBS, the Word Network. I've filmed at the old Jim and Tammy Faye Baker studio, worked as the balance expert at NBC, Charlotte Today Show. So I have some experiences and knowledge that I can share with you guys. So make sure you take advantage of going to kimjacobsconsulting.com. I have a graduate that's graduating on July 28th, and her show is going to be fire. I'm not going to tell you who she is yet. We have our final session tonight, but I cannot wait till July 28th at 2:00 p.m. She's going to be graduating right here, and I want you to be in the studio audience. Vera, any closing comment? Because we're getting ready to close out today's episode.
I just want to encourage all of you to know that God is in control, that your desires will bring you to your purpose and your passions. I believe that once you discover your purpose, that's when your passion comes into play. And so I just want to encourage you in that way. Now, I have a poem. Do I have time to share it or no?
We can close out on your poem. So that's how we'll close out today's episode. Make sure you guys, before she says this, make sure you stay connected. You can email her instillinggreatness1117@gmail.com, or go to instillinggreatness.com to get all of the freebies that she is offering you today. Okay, close us out with your poem. Then somebody else had a comment. I see comments, but we'll make sure that you go and check out all the comments. You can go right to our page and see them later today as well. Okay. So let me put you over here and close us out today with a poem. Okay. Tomorrow, everybody, on Rise Up, Women Who Lead Building a Legacy will be right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Remember, there are 30 authors, so 7 more are going to be coming on tomorrow here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And then we have another powerful group of women, and Jill Hunter, I saw you on here, that's going to be coming on Wednesday. So you don't want to miss what's happening this week on the Kim Jacobs Show. Take it away, Vera.
If I were to say to you, close your eyes and tell me how many windows you have in your living room. With your eyes open, you can see those windows, right? If you can see your windows, you can see your life. See the windows in any room with eyes open wide or shut tight. See the quality of your living by what you do or say. Do you see happiness or gloom in the life you live today? Are the clouds of despair the only thing you see? Do you wonder, who cares to come and rescue me? If you can see your windows, you can see your life. You can change clouds to sunshine by doing what you feel is right. See the rainbows in your life, fleeting moments in your day. See the beauty you can find in what you do or say. We are what we think about every day. We live by faith, fear, or doubt, believing life is but one way. We can think ourselves into happiness, misery, or pain by seeing what we stand to lose or seeing what we stand to gain. If you can see your windows, you can see your life. Awareness is the key. You have the control. You can see your life bright.
Everybody, I will see you all and your light tomorrow right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you, Vera Thomas.
Thank you.
Today, you are amazing. Instillinggreatness.com, everybody. See you tomorrow. Wow.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.